Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk to you guys about how to hold masculine frame in relationships with women. So to begin, I want to say that a lot of guys are in a place where they're in relationships and their girl controls the frame, their girl does everything, their girl drives them around, takes them to takes them to work, takes them out to eat, provides everything, but she's doing it resentfully. She's not doing it in a feminine, flourishing state like she would if the man was in his masculine frame, right? Whether it's, being a homemaker, cooking, taking care of children, right? Doing things that are more nurturing and feminine, right? So what is frame? I want to start out with that, right? From a man's perspective. Frame is basically having your money, your looks, your status, and your game all together, right? So basically, you have to be in shape. You have to be in shape. That's number one. You have to be on your purpose. You have to be pursuing something. You have to be busy. You have to be on you have to be up to something, right? And then status, it's like, I'm not saying you're going to be the most popular person, but, in your career field, do people know you? Are you, well known? And if you're a social media influencer, are you well known in social media, right? So a lot of things revolve around, status, money, and looks when it comes to frame. And women are very attracted to those things. And when they notice that a man has all of that together, then it becomes a lot easier for her to submit and be feminine, right? So, a lot of guys right now, if you're struggling with women, and you can't seem to get her to behave and be submissive, don't look at her, don't look at the women, look at you, right? Because even they say a woman wants a man to make at least 58% more than her, or more than that, obviously, but it's very important to be the type of man that women want. So if you're in your late teens, early 20s, I get it. It's tough to really demand that, but you should be in pursuit of that, right? Especially if you're looking for a relationship or you're looking to get married or whatever it is for you. It's very important to have frame, right? Because like I said, when you have frame, she's submissive, she respects you, she will yield to your authority. When you ask her to do things or you set boundaries, she will listen, right? And she sees you, when you have frame, she sees you as the leader, right? Rather than, most relationships today where things are backwards and the woman's masculine and the man is feminine. It's like basically what I'm trying to say is when the man is masculine and, he's in a leadership role, it works out very well. But because obviously men are naturally leaders, right? But when women are in the primary driver's seat, right, it doesn't really work well, right? Because she is stressed out, right? Women want to relax. They don't want to feel like they're stressed out all the time. They don't want to feel like they have too much of a burden or too much, things to handle, right? Because, as women, right, they don't have testosterone, right? So they operate more from a position where they're not necessarily lazy, but they don't have that natural inclination to go out and work and be creative and make money as men do. So it's very important to kind of just take that in as a guy, right? It's not in women's nature to be, aggressive and assertive and ambitious like it is for men to be. So that's very important to realize. But I can just say, like, if you're a man, right? Like, let's say you're single, right, and you're dealing with women. I'll just tell you right now, because I live in this world and I'm a Gen Zer, so I know how the women are. It's not going to be, I'll just say it, it's not going to be easy to find a submissive woman. It's not going to be easy at all, right? You may have to go through a few relationships, or you may have to go through different times where you interact or you try to set up dates or do something with different girls to really understand how they are, right? And I can speak from experience because there's times where basically you can identify as a man, you want to avoid masculine women. And how do you do that? The easiest way there's three, I listed three here. There's really 3 to 4 ways you can identify if a girl is masculine, and she's probably not going to yield to your authority, right? Um, so basically, like low interest, right? When a girl has low interest in you, like let's say, okay, you approach her, you meet, or you meet her at work or wherever you're at, the gym, you get her phone number, everything's cool. You send her a text, maybe the following day or a couple of days after you exchange numbers, and you say, hey, I'm free at this time, let's go here, right? So you send the text and you don't get a response for at least like 3 to 4 hours, right? Okay, that's really normal these days. So she's already kind of she has maybe not that high of interest already, because she's not really, responding in a manner that's conducive to your time and what you have going on, right? Because late responses are not indicative of high interest. They're not, right? So, and then, let's say like, okay, she says, she responds maybe 4 hours later, and she's like, all right, hey, that's cool. Let's go here. All right, bet. So you set up the date, you guys plan on going here, right? And then, maybe like last minute, she sends you a text, hey, I can't make it tonight. I'm busy, right? So as a guy, right, that is very indicative that you are not priority, right? And as a man, right, especially if you see yourself as the prize, and every one of you watching this should see yourself as a prize. You are the prize, right? So especially if you're working on yourself, you're making money, you're getting in shape, you are the prize, 100%. If she is like that, immediately stop. Don't give her another chance, right? If women don't want to make the time for you, you immediately cut them out, and you can just automatically assume that maybe she has better options, or maybe she's just not into you like that. And it is what it is, right? You can't get mad. So, flaking and late responses or no responses, or, just general entitlement is a good indicator that she's probably not the one for you, and you probably just want to stop it right there, right? And I'm being very, open and vulnerable here, but in the past, I've made mistakes where, I would agree to, a girl would agree to hang out with me, right? Or, I set up a date, we're going here at this time, cool. She says, all right. And then, she either wouldn't text me, or she would say, hey, I can't because, for whatever reason, whatever excuse, right? But I made the mistake, of reaching out again. When a girl doesn't initiate, like basically what I'm trying to say is, if she flakes or she doesn't end up meeting up with you, never, ever, 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 ever reach out and initiate ever again. Now, if she really, if she gains interest for whatever reason, if she reaches out to you, then that's a different story, right? I mean, that's different. But one time is enough for someone to let you know what kind of person they are, right? Because as a guy, you don't have all this time to be worrying about what she's doing, or why didn't she respond, or why did she flake. You just gotta leave it, right? And it sucks sometimes, because a lot of guys place, they put women up to be, oh, she's so beautiful, I want to get to know her, or oh, I really want to hit that, right? So a lot of guys are very, they have simp tendencies, right? So it's not easy for a lot of guys to just ignore it, obviously, if she flakes or doesn't respond the first time. So that's very indicative of a masculine woman, a woman who has a lot of options. And you don't even want to be with those women, mainly because they're entitled. They have entitlement. They have an entitled mindset. When a woman thinks that she's good enough to not respond, or she can just drag you along, that's entitlement. That is created from, years of receiving attention from simps, or receiving money, or just being done favors, a lot of favors for, or being, basically having her ass kissed, right? So you want to just avoid that. You want a woman who's, happy to be there, right? Ready to serve you, respects your authority, respects who you are, right? So, I think it's very important for guys to really internalize that, it's not your job to pursue the girl. It's your job, you can initiate, that's perfectly fine. But once you initiate and once you shoot your shot per se, then it's her job to really start to do the planning and think about you more than you're focused on her, right? So if you notice that when you start out she's not really receptive to you, then you got to cut it, right? You really got to cut it, because you're going to make yourself miserable. And you may, like I said, if you chase, you may be able to, a lot of girls, like, eventually, sometimes, girls who who are very, like, entitled or masculine, they like when guys chase. And sometimes they might let you smash. But do you really want that? Because at the end of the day, yeah, you're going to smash, but eventually she's going to feel like she's in control of you. And you don't want to be pussy whipped, guys. I'm telling you, you don't want to be pussy whipped. It is a miserable state to be in. That's why with me, a lot of girls, like, I just, it never really went past, like, the first date, because they started to be, reserve their attention and play games. You never want to be with women who play games, guys, right? Because they have other options. They're seeing they're basically trying to see, like, who's the best fit for them. But at the end of the day, guys, you don't want to be an afterthought or a second option. You never want to be in that position. So just don't deal with masculine women. Like I said, I mean, it's okay to deal with women as they come, right? I mean, it's okay to see, because you don't want to always have a closed mind. But once you see the red flags, or once you see, like, hey, this isn't going to be conducive to my life, just cut it. And sometimes it's hard, but it has to be done, right? You have to set that boundary with yourself and have those expectations and standards for what you want, right? So I said, I made another list about how to create, like, a masculine frame. So a big proponent of having frame and being aggressive and demanding a feminine woman is having high testosterone levels, right? Because feminine women are attracted to masculine men, right? So if you have high testosterone levels, if you're maximizing your health, if you're in shape, right? If you're out there making money or pursuing a career, business, whatever it is, you're on a good start. You really are. And then another thing is, you don't want to live with her unless you're about to get married or you're about to have kids, right? Because I'm not saying it's the case for all guys, but when you live with your girl, it's really like, she doesn't lose, like, immediate attraction for you, but she doesn't appreciate your time as much, right? Because they say that absence makes the heart grow fonder, right? So if you're not always available, or you only see her once or twice a week, then she's going to appreciate your time more. She's going to be more submissive. She's going to be more willing to listen to you, let you lead, make decisions, or set boundaries, right? So it's very important to, like I said, maybe the first year or two you don't live with her, and then if you decide to get married, then move in with her, or let her move in. But at the end of the day, you want to establish a frame, and that takes time to really build, right? So you don't want to immediately just live with your girl right away, right? Because you can easily fall into the trap of getting lazy or seeking her validation, and then now she's in control, but she lives with you now, so it's going to make your life even worse, right? So that's very important. And guys, you gotta have male friends. In the Bible, it says iron sharpens iron, right? So when you're around men, when you're around, like, guys that are out there achieving their goals, your testosterone goes up, so you become more motivated to be the best you can be, right? So I have 1 to 2 guys in my life that I can go to at any time and be like, hey, what do you think about this? Hey, what should I do about this? Hey, have you seen this? Have you seen this side hustle? Hey, this is a good way to make money. I have people, men, that I can depend on, if I need a hand, right? So it's always good to have that circle of connection, especially when it comes to male, like, friendship and fellowship, right? It's like a brotherhood. So that's very important. That is very important, right? So another thing is be on NoFap, right? Be on semen retention. I mean, it's going to be hard for you to be on semen retention if you're in a relationship, but you can basically just limit, blowing your load to once or twice a week when you hang out with her, right? So the other days, you're not watching porn, you're focused, you're doing your thing, you're at work, you're networking with your male friends, you're learning a new skill, you're doing everything you're supposed to do, you're being consistent, right? And then from that place, now you allow her to step into your frame, right? You allow her to step into your frame. So now you're the leader, you're the dominant one in the relationship. You set the boundaries, you call the shots, and that's where you want to be as a guy, right? That's when you're happy and that's when she's happy, right? So it's very important as a man to be, I can't stress it enough, to be the leader in the relationship, right? You never want to have your girl be the leader in the relationship. It's not supposed to work that way. Even in the Bible, it says, you know, it goes God, man, women, and then children and animals, right? So the man is the head, right? No matter how much this culture, this fucking clown world we're in wants to tell us that, you know, oh, we're supposed to just, women are the prize and we're supposed to chase, and nah, man, none of that. That never works. And you can see it doesn't work because look at the rise of OnlyFans. Look at the rise of just general female entitlement. It's through the roof, right? Girls, they'll just flat out disrespect simps. They're sick of them, right? So, you know, you have guys paying girls $200 a month to be on their OnlyFans. It's crazy, right? So, you know, and then you got guys in places like Miami and New York and Chicago and whatever major city, you know, flying girls out, paying for, you know, tricking basically for sexual access. Like, it's just, we live in such a backwards culture and society that, you know, as a man, if you want to stand out, you can't afford to be that way. And like I said, I hope some of the things that I talked about can really be the solution to that and create a better life and you know, help you navigate your relationship with women better, because it's very important if you want to, you know, be successful. I know a lot of you guys who watch this, you know, you want to be successful, but you know, if you pick the wrong woman, or your woman can really drag you down if you're not careful about which kind of women you select, right? So it's very important to pick the right woman. You know, you be the leader in the relationship, and then everything else kind of just takes care of itself from that point. So yeah, guys, I mean, I hope this was, you know, helpful. I hope it, you know, provides some insight into the nature of relationships for you guys, if you're new to this kind of content. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.